Like you said. Anyway, so fantastic. Congratulations, of course, to the Phillies. We've got a great show today, including a gentleman who is in town shooting a feature film here. Alan Ruck is his name. I know you know him from Ferris Bueller's Day Off. If you guys remember this
Alan on the
scene.
left there.
Alan, of course, on the left, having an angry moment with his father's car. And he's in town shooting along with some local celebrities, including our own Bill Henley. Is that you, Bill?
That is me. Yes, I was. I didn't mean to hog the camera when they were shooting Booted, but I had a pivotal role.
You did.
And I can't reveal exactly what it is right now, but it involved an exchange of money.
Ooh.
Yes, money. So I can't. I don't want to give away the whole ending.
You're such a tease.
Yeah, well, that's part of my job.
All right, coming up, we're going to talk to Alan Ruck. But first, let's check in with our man around town, Tim Furlong.
Who's going to be giving us a bit of a tease about what's happening.
Okay, so our first guest, we just gave you a little teaser. He's been in movies and in television shows like the critically acclaimed comedy Spin City. But our first guest will probably always be known for his role in as the tightly wound best friend in the 80s classic Ferris Bueller's Day Off. Take a look.
The 1961 Ferrari 250 GT, California. Less than 100 were made. My father spent 3 years restoring this car. It is his love. It is his passion.
It is his fault he didn't lock the garage.
Yes, a very disturbing film for Ferrari fans. You might almost say a horror film. Alan Ruck is now starring in a heartwarming new comedy shot right here in Philadelphia that includes a cameo, a pivotal cameo from yours truly.
And here to tell us about his film called Booted, please welcome Alan Ruck. Thanks for being here.
Thank you. Great to have you here.
Thank you.
We showed that scene. Do you ever get tired of watching it?
I don't watch it too much.
No?
No, I don't actually like to watch myself.
Really?
Well, remember the first time you heard your voice recorded and you're like, is that really how I sound? I pretty much feel like that every time I see myself on camera. So, besides, I know me, so I never believe it.
Well,
you know?
Well, part of your voice in that film was doing some other character's voice because you were impersonating people on the phone.
Well, there's a story to that. Matthew Broderick and I had been in a show in New York. Excuse me, I'm nervous. Biloxi Blues.
Yes.
And the guy that directed us is named Gene Saks, and he would get very mad at us, and Matthew used to do this imitation of Gene Saks. And so John Hughes said to me, just do some voice, do some authoritarian voice. So I did my imitation of Matthew imitating our director in New York, and I didn't tell Matthew, so I just did it to crack him up, and it stuck.
I love it. I love it.
Did they really crack up that car? This is what I've been wondering all this years. Is that a real Ferrari? Was that a classic Ferrari that bit the dust in the film?
No, you can relax because they were kit cars. Even at that time, that car was worth, a long time ago now, about 24 years ago we made that movie. That car was worth $300,000 then. It's worth well over $1 million now. There's one in Italy that's sold that's very similar for $11 million. Wow. So it's astronomical. We couldn't afford to rent the car and have it just sit still, let alone drive it around. We couldn't afford the insurance, so they built these kit cars that were Mustang chassis with fiberglass replica bodies.
Really?
And everybody hated them because we had electrical problems with them. There's one scene where we go to collect the car, and it comes down the ramp, and we have a little bit of a scene. The car's turned off. We go to turn the car back on. We did that take 14 times because we were, you know. And so when we sent the one out the window, the crew was like, yeah.
Well, it was funny because in that movie you're dealing with a little anger, and in the movie Booted, which you're shooting here, you're a little anger as well.
You're picking up on a theme.
I am. I don't know.
In my career.
Another problem with the car, actually.
Yeah, exactly so. I play
an angry meter maid.
An angry meter, a guy that takes his job a little too seriously.
I've met you before.
You've met me?
On the streets of Philadelphia, yes.
Yeah, I apologize
no, it's okay.
for anything I might have done. This is a really sweet movie. It's called Booted. It's written by a guy named Derek Lindemann. It's directed by a guy named Sean Paul Costello. I'm nervous. I'm nervous.
No.
What's going on?
Are you kidding? Relax. You're at home.
Yeah, I know. It's a charming story. There's a guy, young guy, he's a little bit of a a late starter, you know. He's living with his girlfriend. He's out of college, and she thinks, you know, a job would be nice.
Yeah.
And he's like, yeah, I'll get around to it. He's a scofflaw. He has tons of parking tickets. He goes out to buy groceries. He gets booted, right? And he has all these groceries.
You're responsible for that.
Oh yeah,
right?
yeah. This is me,
You're
and
the meter maid.
I take great pride in my work. So, he kind of doesn't know what to do, and the girlfriend's leaving him, and there's all these homeless folks on the street. He starts to cook hot dogs for them on the engine of his car because he's got 30 days before the car is moved. He doesn't kind of know what to do, so he starts feeding homeless people. It's cute. It's a sweet story, you know. I am not sweet in this story, but the movie's charming.
Did you watch Parking Wars or anything to get ready
no,
for this?
I was just made aware of this.
It's real.
Yeah. No, I saw one of these guys last night.
Did you?
Yeah, I was taken to a very nice restaurant in town, and we saw a fellow in action.
Were you observing? Were you saying?
Oh yeah,
to get
I was actually sort of
character?
stunned. I was actually sort of stunned, but and it's kind of too late. There was nothing I could use. I can't do it tonight. There's nothing I can use.
Now, I've already shot my huge role in this film, but
Yeah.
Lori is about to do that.
Yes.
So do you have some tips for
Did
her?
you find it to be a positive experience?
Oh, it was indeed. Actually, it was fun.
Will you do it again?
Do I have to redo my scene?
No. I'm just saying. Do you think acting? Did you enjoy
How bad
it?
was? No, please just tell me how bad was it?
I haven't seen it. You guys have that?
See,
Check it out. Okay.
all I can say is people will want to get the DVD because I'll be in the deleted scenes. I have a feeling.
You'll be in the special
not at
features,
all.
you think?
Special features. Where's Bill? Where's Bill? I have the time code at the bottom. It's like
They could
we
make that
didn't
into
even
a whole
come
other
close to
movie.
using
They could
this.
make that into another movie. Where's Bill?
right.
Yeah.
But what kind of tips do you have for my friend here who's going to be doing her on-camera thing? Is it this weekend?
It's Sunday.
Well, Spencer Tracy said, know your lines and don't bump into the furniture. And that's pretty much it.
All right.
Yeah, and just show
The
it.
furniture part, I'll work on it.
Or cars,
Oh,
whatever the case may be. Yeah.
Are you going to come back when the movie's finished?
Sure.
Will you come back for
Yeah,
the
yeah,
premiere?
sure I will.
Okay.
Yeah.
Very good. How did they get you to be in this movie?
Tommy Vallone and John Guarnieri and who's over there? Frank Vane and Joe Griffo. They called up my agent in New York and they said we have this movie and would Alan be interested? And so they sent it to me. I read it, and I thought it was very funny and good and charming. And they said they'd pay me a little bit, and so
Nice.
I came.
Nice.
And they're still in the same room with you. The
Yeah,
guys are sitting
they're
right in
not
our
sick of me
audience
yet.
today,
They're
too,
not
so
sick of me yet.
They haven't skipped town.
There they are. The creators of the movie Booted. Alan Ruck will be in the film. Thanks so much for stopping by while
My
you're
pleasure.
in town.
Yeah,
Enjoy
nice to
your
meet you.
cheesesteak while you're
All right.
here. All right. Up next on The 10 Show.